Picture this. You're standing outside on a crisp night, looking up at the night sky, the cool breeze tousling your hair. You gaze at the moon, a familiar companion, lighting up the night. But suddenly, it's gone. Vanished. Not a trace. What happens to the Earth, to the creatures, to you? What if the moon disappeared overnight? A question so simple yet so profound that it could unravel the very fabric of our existence. Let's dive into the mystery, the wonder, and the unimaginable consequences of a world without the moon. The moon is much more than just a distant rock in the sky. It controls the ebb and flow of the oceans, the rhythm of the tides. You've seen it, waves crashing, then retreating, all thanks to the moon's gravitational pull. But without it, imagine oceans losing their dance. Coastal ecosystems that rely on tidal rhythms will collapse. Marine life will suffer in silence, and shores that once thrived will become barren. Tides are not just beautiful, they are life itself. Without the moon, the oceans would be still, like a forgotten stagnant pool. But that's just the start. The moon's disappearance would trigger chaos in ways you can't even fathom. What if I told you the Earth's very balance, its tilt, is influenced by the moon? Earth tilts at a precise 23.5 degrees, and this angle determines our seasons, our weather. Without the moon, the Earth's tilt would wobble uncontrollably. One moment it's sweltering heat, the next freezing cold. Entire ecosystems would be thrown into a state of extreme chaos. Unpredictable weather patterns would devastate crops, floods and droughts would become commonplace. Climate change would spiral into an uncontrollable beast. The moon isn't just there to light up the night sky. It keeps Earth's climate stable. Without it, we face the unknown, the uninhabitable. And it's not just the Earth that would suffer. Creatures of the night, those silent hunters, rely on the moon to survive. Imagine owls, bats and wolves, suddenly unable to navigate or hunt because the moon no longer guides them. The moon's absence would plunge these creatures into chaos, leaving them vulnerable, struggling to find food, and ultimately fighting for their survival. But it doesn't end there. Humans would also feel the loss. Studies show the moon influences our sleep, with its light affecting the production of melatonin, the hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycle. Without the moon, sleep disorders could spike. Sleepless nights, anxiety, and stress would surge. You may not realize it, but the moon plays a role in our well-being. Take it away, and everything becomes off-kilter. Did you know the moon acts as Earth's protector? It deflects asteroids, meteoroids, and cosmic debris away from our planet. Without the moon, Earth would be defenseless against the constant barrage of space rocks. A massive asteroid could strike with no warning, causing an extinction-level event, much like the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. You don't see it, but the moon is Earth's shield, a silent guardian. What's more terrifying is that without this shield, our planet would be constantly under threat, vulnerable to the dangers of deep space. The moon has been more than just a scientific marvel. It's woven into the fabric of human history. From the moon festivals in China to the lunar-based celebrations in India, the moon holds deep spiritual significance. It represents change, hope, and renewal. Imagine how we would mark time without it. Festivals like Eid, Sharad Purnima, or even the simple act of stargazing would lose their meaning. The moon has inspired poets, artists, and dreamers for millennia. Without it, our culture would feel incomplete. The moon is not just a light in the sky, it's a symbol. Its absence would erase entire cultural identities and traditions. But there's something even deeper. The moon isn't just a part of our environment, it's a part of our psyche. Humans have looked to the moon for centuries, finding comfort in its steady presence. In moments of doubt, sadness, or hope, the moon has been a silent witness. Its disappearance would leave a void, a psychological scar. People might feel lost, disconnected from the world they once knew. Without the moon, we would feel smaller. Our sense of place in the universe would be shattered, and an emotional emptiness would linger in the air. Imagine living in a world without the moon to guide you through the night. How would it feel to never see its glow again? The moon's disappearance would unravel the world in more ways than we can imagine. From the oceans to the skies, from animals to humans, nothing would remain the same. A sudden, irreversible change, leaving us grasping for control in an increasingly chaotic world. The rhythms of life, The predictability of seasons, the guiding light in the night sky, all gone. We would be left to rebuild from scratch, facing challenges we never anticipated without the moon's steady hand to guide us. So what have we learned? If the moon disappeared, life on Earth would be transformed beyond recognition. From the stability of our climate to the survival of our ecosystems, from our cultural identities to our mental well-being, everything would be thrown into turmoil. The moon may seem like a distant object, but its absence would be felt in every corner of our world. The loss of the moon would be a loss of something much greater, the very balance of life itself. But let's end on this thought. The moon might disappear, but the question remains, what would you miss the most? The tides, the night, or something more? Thank you for watching The Mystery Vault. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And tell us in the comments, what would you miss most if the moon disappeared?